Ghana generally has had a lot of joy in second round games at the World Cup. In 3 of those games in the past against Czech Republic, 2-0, became Ghana's first win at the World Cup. In the second game of 2010, Ghana didn't lose to Australia. It was a point that ensured the Black Stars go through to the second round. And then in the second game of the 2014 FIFA World Cup in Brazil, Ghana played out one of its best World Cup games in drawing 2-2 with Germany in Fortaleza, even though eventually the Black Stars exited the competition. So generally, second round games have been good. And I think the hope is that the second game for the Black Stars in Qatar will go the same way, that having assimilated the lessons of the opening day loss and taking on board fully where the team itself fell short against Portugal, they will be a much more efficient unit against South Korea on Monday. It is obvious that pretty much like it was in 2006, 2010 and 2014, Ghana simply can't afford to let our level drop. For instance, against Portugal, we may have been undone by a poor refereeing decision and unwillingness of the American referee to consult his VAR, but it is also true that we were fully at fault for the defining second and third goals by taking our eye off the ball and by losing the ball in the most important areas of the pitch. Given the pace, stamina, energy, but crucially the goal-scoring instinct of Son, for instance, we simply can't afford that against South Korea. Ghana has generally had a lot of joy against the Asians, but this is the World Cup and everyone wants in. I personally think that to get in and get the results required, we honestly need the better defensive stability that Gideon Mensah brings at the back. Baba Rahman gets a lot of unjustified stakes sometimes, but too many times too, he has struggled for Ghana. And while coach after coach has played him in a willingness to get him better, the weakness against Portugal cost us dearly. The 3 centre-backs we played in the back 3 were so good, so nothing to change there. Salisu proved he was well worth the chase, the back and forth of whether he would play. Alexander Djiku put in another amazing shift, and Daniel Amate has developed into a superb leader at the back. It's so beautiful to see. It's incredible how he drags that team along and how he's vocal on the pitch. The Koreans think that there's a certain level of tactical naivety on the part of Ghana. I was listening to some of their experts. It's something that we need to prove them wrong. To prove them wrong, we need a player like Inaki Williams to come alive if he's going to start. When the Atletico Bilbao forward's nationality switch went through, it was rightfully a big deal. But he has struggled, looked lost, and has yet to convince. Of course, it always takes time to bed in, but like we say here, time simply no day. It seems that being the lone striker was too much of a burden for Williams against Portugal, so maybe it might benefit him if a more mobile, more creative Kudus Mohammed, for instance, is deployed in an advanced position closer to him. There's also a lot of talk about Thomas Partey. I think a lot of much ado about nothing, given the flag that he received against Portugal, which was strange because I thought he was okay and tactically disciplined. But it is obvious to me that Ghana football fans want their star man, the most famous man in the team, to be a bit more authoritative, to take better control, to lay on the passes, and to be superhuman. Hopefully, he can do that because in Ghana, World Cup matches and good World Cup displays will earn you hero status. My final point is simple. May we be a bit more adventurous against Paulo Bento's side. Players like Kamaldeen Sulemana, Kamal Sowa, Efri Yebane of Hasofo can hurt teams. So unleash the hungry boys, unleash the passionate ones. Let's do some serious damage while keeping our World Cup hopes alive. In a way, this was pretty much what the script was going to look like. A draw against Portugal would have been a huge bonus. South Korea was always the one team we needed to win the moment the draw was made. And our head-to-head record of 3 wins in 4 matches speaks volumes of how we've been consistently better than them. But times have changed, and they've changed drastically since the last meeting in 2014. The Black Stars no longer in that sort of shape. In 2015, we beat them in a pre-World Cup friendly with Jordan Ayew scoring a hat-trick to help us to a 4-0 win in Miami. But there is enough in the current Black Stars, I think, to win on Monday, and I hope that we get that win. So let's cheer the Black Stars on. Remember to find your Ghana jersey. Remember to cheer the team on. We will be back discussing how the game went, the high and low points, and hopefully discussing Ghana preparing to play against Uruguay, needing just 1 point to go through. Thank you.